Good afternoon students, and welcome to today's session about the business and analytics, in which we will see about the today's lecture number 30, that is decision trees. Any problem that can be represented in the decision table, and that decision table is represented in the graphical form, that is called decision tree. Decision tree is very important for number of sequence of decisions. Today's lecture outline is decision trees and Monte Carlo simulation. How decision tree can be formed in Monte Carlo simulation in analytical solver platform, decision trees and the risk analysis, sensitivity analysis in decision trees. What are the advantages of decision trees? So any problem that can be represented a decision table can also graphically represented in a decision tree. Decision tree are almost beneficially when sequence of decisions are made. All decision tree contain decision nodes or the points and the state of nature that is called future event nodes. So there are two nodes in the decision tree, decision nodes and the future event nodes. Now we will see what are the steps for the decision tree analysis. So there are 5 steps process of decision tree analysis. First step is define the problem. What is the decision problem? That we have to define that. After that, structure or draw the decision tree. For that problem, we have to analyze or draw the structure for that decision tree. Assign probability to state of nature. So we have to assign the probability value. What is the probability value for the state of nature? State of nature means for the future event, that is event nodes. After that, estimate payoffs. So we have to calculate the payoffs, like payoffs contain the in terms of profit, cost, time and distance for each possible combinations. There are multiple combinations for the alternative and state of nature. Solve the problem. After that, we will solve the problem by computing expected monetary value, that is EMV, for each state of nature node. So these are the steps for calculating the decision tree analysis. Now we will see the structure of decision tree. So we have to start the tree from left to right. So we have to first draw the tree from left to right and then convert the tree from right to left. Represent the decisions and outcomes in sequential order. So we have to represent that decisions, what are the decisions and outcomes in the sequence order for the decision tree. Square represent the decision nodes. Square are in the form of decision nodes. Circles are states of nature, represent the state of nature nodes, or we can say future event nodes. And lines or branches connect decision nodes. Lines or branches which connect the decision nodes and the state of nature nodes. So here in the figure is shown, that is the example of decision tree. Example of decision tree, go with the altitude or the decision, whether it is forcing with a customer. So square is formed in the decision node. Circle is showing that we have to go with umbrella or go without umbrella. Circles are showing the event nodes, and these are showing the future states. Decision tree in analytical solver platform. Decision tree may be created in Excel using analytical solver. So we have to first create the Excel sheet for the decision tree for analytical solver platform. Click the decision tree button. After that, we have to click on the decision tree button. We have to click on the decision tree button. So in analytical solver platform, we have to click on the decision tree button. After that, we have to add a node. We have to add node. What are the add node? We have to select on the add nodes, and then we have to select on the add from the node drop down list. Click on the radio button. After that, we have to click on the radio button. For which type of node will be selected, we have to change the node or decision node. What are the decision node or the AND node we have to select to create the decision or the event. Decision tree in analytical solver. For decision node, enter the name of the node. For decision node, we have to enter the name of the node and name of the branch, which are the branches for that, and that we have to estimate for the node. The value field can be used to input the cash flow. Value field give what are the cash flows, cost or revenues for that decision tree from choosing a particular branch. Which type of branch is there? For any event node, there is an event node, we have to enter the name of that node and the what are the branches for it. Once event node is name is defined, we have to change field. Change field will allow you to enter the probability value of that event. We have to enter the probability value for that event in the analytical solver platform for creating the decision tree. So this is the figure as shown in the figure, where we can in analytical solver platform there is an Excel sheet in which we will first click on the node button, and after that we will give the add node. So add node, we can add new nodes like decision node is there, event node we can add, and we can add the sub branches of that node in detail in this figure, and which will create the decision tree in Monte Carlo simulation. Now we will see decision trees and the Monte Carlo simulation. Because of all computation using the Excel formulas, there are different Excel formulas are there, and we have to combine that. You can easily perform what analysis can be done, and how we can create the data tables in the Monte Carlo simulation, which can analyze the assumptions or of the models. One of the interesting features of decision tree in analytical solver platform, that you can use the Excel sheet. We have to take the Excel sheet to develop the Monte Carlo simulation. So Monte Carlo simulation will give the simulation result using the decision tree analysis. Next topic is about the decision trees and the risk. What are the risk factor? How risk is involved in the decision trees? The decision tree approach is an example of expected value decision making. So decision tree create whether we have to go, whether it will rain tomorrow or not. That is the decision tree. For the example, we have to calculate the expected value. What are the expected value for each decision? We have to calculate, and we have to take the best decision for it. In the drug development model, so there is an example drug development model. If the company's portfolio, there is a one company's portfolio for the drug development project for similar characteristics, for same characteristics, then pursue further development. We have to do further development is justified, which we have to justify on an expected value basis. So there are expected value which will be calculated for the portfolios of the drug development model, and which shows the decision tree and the risk analysis of that project using the Monte Carlo simulation. So it will draw the one type of decision tree for that drug development model and simulate the result. After that, risk analysis is used in the decision tree in Monte Carlo simulation. Each decision strategy has an associated payoff distribution. So there is one decision strategy, and each decision strategy will contain the payoff table. Payoff table value, like it will contain the profit, cost, time or distance, which is also called as risk. Risk profile shows the possible payoffs. What are the possible payoff value and how it can occur, and there what are the probability value for that. That will be decided using the decision tree analysis. Next topic is about the sensitivity analysis in decision trees. How sensitivity analysis play important role in decision tree. Sensitivity analysis examine how our decision can change, how we can change one decision to another decision using different type of input data. That is called sensitivity analysis. If a small change in the value of one of the inputs, so if there is one input and we will change the small value, then it can change the recommended decision alternative. So there are different alternatives, and if we change, then that decision alternative will be changed, and extra effort can be put to estimate the important input values. So it will estimate the input values for that and sensitivity analysis in decision trees. Next topic is about what are the advantages of decision trees. First is are simple to understand and interpret. So decision trees, people can easily understand and interpret the results of decision tree, and they can use that model for brief explanation. Have value even with little hard data. So if data is very small, then it can be consist of the data, and which is give the preference for the objectives or the outcomes by using the decision tree analysis. So decision tree is very easy to understand, and it can be we can easily handle the hard data in decision tree analysis uses a white box model. If the result is small or big, large, and it is captured in a model small box, then it is called the white box model, and result which shows easily the decision tree, what decisions alternatives are there and how we can approach it using the expected value calculation in decision tree analysis. Can be combined with other decision techniques. So decision tree technique can be combined with other decision techniques like brainstorming decision technique. So we can combine one decision technique with other decision technique, and we can make the hybrid model for decision tree analysis in Monte Carlo simulation. So these are the advantages of decision tree analysis. Thank you students. This is about today's lecture. Thank you students. Stay tuned for further lecture series. In next lecture we will see about the utility and decision making. After that we will start with unit 6, that is recent trends. What are the recent trends in